Picture Britain in the 1970s, alive with raw energy. Neon lights flicker over rain-slicked cobblestone streets. Jukeboxes hum with the pulse of rock, why Euro, na Euro, roll and disco, their melodies spilling from open doors. Pint glasses clink, cigarette smoke weaves through the air, and laughter echoes into the night. This wasn't a Euro, just nightlife a Euro, it was Britain a Euro, beating heart. Pubs were more than places to drink. They were the soul of communities where factory workers, young lovers, and old friends gathered to celebrate, mourn, or simply belong. In the 1970s, pubs didn't a Euro, just Britain a Euro, landscape a Euro they defined it. Yet today, many are gone, vanished into memory, replaced by supermarkets or left to crumble in silence. Tonight, we step back into the lost pubs of 1970s Britain, where every pint held a story, every smoke curled with nostalgia, and every night promised joy that felt eternal. Welcome to PastMuse, where Historia Euro's forgotten nights roar back to life. To grasp the magic of a 1970s pub, you must first understand its place in British life. These weren't a Euro, mere businesses a Euro, they were the community a Euro's living room, the heartbeat of towns and cities. Birthdays erupted in cheers, football victories sparked toasts, and heartbreaks drowned in pints shared among friends. Step into a pub in 1975, and warmth enveloped you Euro not just from the crackling hearth, but from the familiar nod of the landlord who knew your name, the regulars who greeted you like family. The decor was unpretentious yet iconic, wooden beams blackened by decades of smoke, patterned carpets sticky with spilled ale, bar tops polished smooth by countless elbows. Behind the counter, brass taps gleamed, hand-pulled pumps pouring bitters, stouts, and lagers that defined an era Euro's taste. Factories emptied and workers flooded in, still in dusty overalls, hands rough from labor. Young couples shared shy smiles over half pints on first dates. Old men claimed their usual seats, spinning tales that grew grander with each retelling, met with laughter as fresh as the first time. In the pub, everyone was a quala Euro. Your job, your wealth, your status outside those walls meant nothing. What mattered was your company, your coin for the next round, and the shared rhythm of a night alive with possibility. The pub wasn't a Euro, just a place a Euro, it was identity, belonging, the very heart of 1970s Britain. To truly know a 1970s pub, you didn't a Euro, just see ida Euro, you felt it, heard it, smelled it. Push open the heavy wooden door and a thick cloud of cigarette smoke hit you, wrapping you in its haze. It clung to your clothes, your hair, your skin, marking you as part of the night. The air carried the sharp tang of lager, the yeasty warmth of fresh poured ale, and the faint sweetness of pipe smoke, all layered over the musty scent of carpets soaked with years of spilled pints. Then came the sounds, the steady hum of voices weaving stories. The clatter of glasses stacked high behind the bar, the sharp thwack of darts hitting the board, the clink of coins feeding the glowing jukebox. Every pub had its own soundtrack. On match nights, crowds roared at a grainy TV screen, pints raised with every goal. On quieter evenings, dominoes clicked on tabletops, cards snapped in quick games, or a regulara Euro's tipsy fingers coaxed tunes from an old piano. The jukebox was king a Euro, drop a coin, and you owned the room a Euro's mood. Young lads picked gritty rock to flex their edge, couples chose slow ballads to claim their moment, and mates belted sing-alongs that united the whole pub in chorus. Those smells and sounds etched themselves into memoria Euro, one whiff of smoke and beer, one echo of a jukebox tune, and you Euro re-back in a night that felt like it would never end. It wasn't a Euro, tea-polished or pristine, but it was raw, real, and unforgettable. A 1970s pub wasn't a Euro, just a building a Euro, it was a stage, alive with a cast of characters who returned night after night to play their roles in the great theater of British life. At the heart stood the landlord, a towering figure Euro, part bartender, part peacemaker, part keeper of secrets. He poured pints, settled disputes, and knew when to cut you off, all while remembering every regulara Euro's name and drink. The regulars were the Puba Euro, Euro's backbone, old men hunched over dominoes, their war stories growing wilder with each pint. Middle-aged couples sharing crisps in comfortable silence, their bond unspoken but unbreakable. Young lads racing to down lagers, each gulp a bid for bragging rights. Then came the outsiders, Euro newcomers or travelers stepping into this unfamiliar world. Some were welcomed with a pint and a seat, drawn into the fold. Others faced wary glances, tested by the unspoken rules of a tight-knit community where trust was earned. Once you were in, you belonged to something greater. The pub became your second home, a place where your joys, sorrows, and very identity were woven into its smoky air and sticky floors. Lost your job. The bar listened. Had a child. The whole pub raised a glass. Passed away? Your empty seat lingered in memory. To the outside world, it might have seemed ordinary, but to those inside, the pub was a sanctuary, a place where friendships ignited. Love bloomed, rivalries flared, and lives intertwined in ways that shaped a generation. In the 1970s, Britannia-Euro's days were often grima marked by strikes, inflation, and economic strain but the nights inside the pub were a blazing release. As dusk fell, the atmosphere shifted. The quiet hum of afternoon regulars gave way to a roar of energy. Glasses clinked louder, laughter spilled across tables, and the room pulsed with life. Music was the soul of it all. Jukeboxes glowed, blasting glam rock, disco, or soul, turning cramped corners into dance floors where flared trousers and platform heels swayed. On weekends, some pubs hosted live bands, their raw chords shaking the floorboards, drawing crowds that sang until their voices broke. Pints flowed endlessly, Euro beer was cheap, measure strong, and bartenders scrambled to keep up as coins slammed onto the bar for the next round. The more people drank, the louder they sang, entire pubs erupting in drunken choruses that drowned out the world outside. For workers, miners, and clerks, the pub was the great equalizer, your empty wallet didn't team matter here, only the pint in your hand and the mates at your side. Some pubs blurred into nightclubs, tables pushed aside for makeshift dance floors, lights dimmed to mimic disco glow. For a few hours, the struggles of daily life via factory closures, bills, politics melted away. Inside those walls, the only things that mattered were the song blasting, the drink pouring, and the laughter shared. In those smoky, rowdy nights, the pubs of 1970s Britain earned their legend, where time seemed to pause and the joy felt like it would last forever. Even the brightest nights eventually faced dawn, and for Britannia-Euro's pubs, the decline crept in like a slow shadow. By the late 1970s and into the 1980s, economic storms battered the country. Factories shuttered, communities frayed, and the money that once filled pint glasses dwindled. Color television spread, luring people from smoky pubs to the comfort of their sofas, where football matches and dramas offered cheaper thrills. Breweries, once the lifeblood of local flavor, fell to consolidation, small. Independent makers of unique ales were swallowed by giants pushing uniform, mass-produced lagers. To regulars who cherished their local bitter, it felt like losing an old friend. Laws tightened to licensing hours shortened nights, and decades later, smoking bans erased the haze that defined the era. Pubs that once buzzed with life began to empty. Some were bulldozed, their lots claimed by supermarkets or soulless flats. Others lingered, their lights dimming as fewer feet crossed their thresholds until the doors locked for good. The decline wasn't just about closed buildings, it was the unraveling of a way of life. The rhythm of nights filled with laughter, music, and community faded into memory, leaving behind a quiet ache for what was lost. Though the pubs of the 1970s are largely gone, their spirit burns bright in memory. For those who lived it, the sensory flood is vivid, the sting of smoke in their eyes, the warmth of a fire chasing away the chill, the jukebox glow casting light on crowded tables. Fathers share tales of epic nights with their children, mothers recall first dates in smoky corners, and old photos capture wide smiles and raised pints, frozen in moments of pure joy. Some pubs still stand stubborn relics of a bygone age. Step inside and you glimpse the past, the worn carpets, the hand-pulled pumps, the faint echo of community that refuses to fade. These lost pubs remind us of a timeless truth. People crave connection. Beyond the beer, the smoke, the music, what mattered was belonging. A shared space where ordinary lives became extraordinary. The pubs gave Britain more than nights out. They gave it identity, togetherness, a place to be alive. The pubs of 1970s Britain have mostly vanished, but their echoes linger in the clink of a glass, the faint whiff of smoke, the distant strum of a jukebox tune. They were more than buildings, they were where workers became singers, strangers became friends, and nights stretched into forever. To the world, they were just pubs. To those who lived them, they were life-s chapters written in beer, smoke, and laughter. So, next time you hear a classic rock riff or raise a pint in a crowded bar, pause. Rehearing the past whisper echoes of nights that shaped a generation. This is PastMuse, where Historia Euro's heartbeat lives on.